Okay, so one of the favorite topics that I hear, and I'm sure you do too, Barry, is, will the life insurance companies keep my cash value when I die, right? And it's a favorite because we like to debunk it. It's one of those things that financial entertainers talk about in attempts to criticize, really whole life insurance, mutual whole life insurance, high cash value whole life insurance. Barry, what are the facts on that? Will the life insurance company really keep somebody's cash value?
It depends, but here's what's so crazy. When a financial entertainer makes a comment like that, there's usually not a full understanding. It's crazy to think about that they're gonna say, don't ever buy whole life insurance. Have you heard that before? Don't ever buy a whole life policy. The old style of whole life, it might be true that it appears that the life insurance company keeps your cash value when you die because the death benefit you paid for stays the same. It's a level death benefit. So your family might be saying, oh my gosh, there's all this cash value in the policy. We're only getting this amount of death benefit. But in the new type of whole life policy that we talk about, that we sell, properly structured high cash value whole life, guess what? The death benefit grows. Yep. So your family actually gets more than you paid for. And you've got to see the numbers so you know your specific situation. But in the case of this type of policy, absolutely not. Your family gets much more than you paid for, plus all the cash value is added to the death benefit.
Yeah, that's huge. And you and I did a webinar on this. It was actually the one that we have about sort of debunking some of the Dave Ramsey stuff. And you actually illustrated this in over a 20-year period. I think you had a 40-year-old, and you illustrated how the death benefit initially with the term blend, which I don't want to get too technical here, but $800,000 death benefit with a 20,000 premium, I think it was, first year, something like that. So say that person died in year one, they certainly would be getting more than the I guess the base or whatever it is. So you got the 800, but then you did the math and you ran it over like 26 years, and it turns out that the death benefit grew over that entire time, right?
Yep.
And so that I think it was, I'm going from memory, but it was around 2.5 million. And I think the cash, the face plus the cash was much less than that.
That's
it was
correct.
Like 1.6 or something like that.
That's correct. So in a traditional whole life policy, that family would have received about half of the 800, about 400,000. But as you just pointed out, the family would receive 2.5 million. Dave Ramsey never talks about that.
Right.
What Dave wants to tell you is to buy term insurance and invest the difference.
Right.
But Dave leaves out that less than 2% of term insurance policies, Steve, ever pay a death benefit. So if you take Dave's advice, chances are you're going to be throwing money down the drain. We're not saying don't ever buy term insurance, but what we are saying is you need to look at the facts. The facts are less than 2% of term insurance ever pays a death benefit.
Right, and I just want to clarify one thing. I mentioned a term blend at the beginning. We do, we actually use term, and you do that for a few reasons. This is why if you're looking at this, guys, if you're thinking about it for the first time, you need a competent person designing these policies, because you might blend some term in with your design, right, Barry, in order to get the death benefit to be enough so that more cash could be put into the policy. This is one of the things about putting enough cash in, we even talked about in other webinars. So when it comes to will the insurance company keep my cash, except that we encourage cash going into policies because that will ultimately grow the death benefit. Most of the time the term will drop off and the death benefit will keep growing, correct?
That's correct. So properly structured high cash value whole life policies, we can unequivocally say no. The insurance company doesn't keep your cash value.
Right, and
your
you've
family
demonstrated
get a much greater death benefit. We show the numbers, Steve.
Yep.
Yeah, we demonstrate it over and over and over again with hundreds and thousands of clients across the country.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you next time.